So this is a great interview with Alexander Lubchenko from Neki. Such a nice guy, really, really lovely to work with. We end up talking here about how you can get a really good relationship between external vendors and how you can help utilize them as part of your team, an external cost-effective part of your team. In like the last 3-4 minutes, he ends up talking about what essentially could be a money machine. Really interesting concept. Love the way he's refined that process. Feel free to reach out to him on LinkedIn or anywhere, as he says, even knock on his door if you want to pick that conversation up. So here's Alex. I'll hand over to him. He's got the goods. I'm Richard Bond from Replay, and this is Expert 360. Hello, I'm joined here by Alex Lubchenko. Alex, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm already 5 years in the digital marketing and doing the user acquisition and other stuff for the mobile applications and games. So now I'm a CMO in Neki, and we are doing all kind of marketing stuff for mobile games, which are pretty famous in the RPG and action categories. So yeah, that's it.
That's it. Nice. All right, let's kick this off and see where we go. So, what are we going to be talking about today? When can third parties, I guess that's like agencies and vendors, help UA strategy? Interesting. All right, so Alexander Lubchenko, in your experience, how can someone first identify that having an outside eye is going to be something that they should actually consider?
From my experience, I think that there are several major points when it can really help to your marketing activity. And first of all, sometimes, especially in small size and mid-size companies, it happens when you need some extra hands and you need to scale faster than you can do it just with an internal team. And such kind of outstaffing can be a very quick and pretty quality solution for such cases. As well as the external expertise and the external vision. Most of us are working closely with several pretty common projects for many years sometimes. And we need to refresh our mind some. And I don't think that it's always possible in any moment you would love to do it. So when you are just speaking to or reaching to any agencies with such kind of expertise, I think that this can be helpful and maybe help you to find the new points of growth or just new vision which you didn't admire before. The last of the primary points how you can use it, I think, is the recheck of ideas or control testing. For example, if you're testing something new approaches, new ideas, new concepts, or something like this, you can use them as let's say like A/B testers who can try to make the same test like you do and recheck if they will receive the same results or not, and if not, to try to find out what is the reason. So it can also bring you the new knowledge connected to the point of testing.
Man, that is super interesting. So 3 points. First of all, operational blockers, right?
Yeah.
Second point, creative fatigue. Where do we go with this as human beings? And then the third point, like validation testing, right? Kind of like learning validation. Can you give an example or some suggestions on how to make the most of these collaborations, right? Because one of them is quite simple outsourcing. One of them is very much like they have to really understand a lot of the learnings creatively. And then the last one is obviously also really understanding your creative testing strategy. So how can you get the most from that collaboration?
So I think that first of all, you have to be transparent with the partners, with any partners, and of course with the agency as well, because somebody can trick and trying to show something they are not able to do or to services that they are not able to provide. But at the same time, you have to search for the transparency from their end and to try to provide it from yours. So we did with agencies, we did a lot of things. We using different kind of agencies for different stuff. And as from our experience, it really works well, for example, with the major channels scaling. When you need to scale your major channels, or when you need to, by the way, sometimes even to keep the healthy competition and motivation for your internal team, which are working with the scaling of the major channels. It also can help because if you found the good and strong partner with a strong team, sometimes they are starting with a better result than your internal team, for example, can give you now. And it's really keeping the healthy competition between them after they are seeing that somebody is doing better and they have to overperform. I think that if the partner is transparent and you can trust them, you can do all this kind of stuff.
Okay, so this is really interesting. So you're saying, as well as the transparency, you're also saying it's a great opportunity to get that competitive edge, right? In a way that you can kind of
Yeah,
go, right, let's bring someone from the market to come and benchmark, almost
yeah.
where we're at, and let's see if we can build it. That's really interesting. Without obviously sharing anything too specific to your work at Neki or whatever, any of your secret sauce, can you give an example of when you've done something or collaborated recently, something that had a really good impact?
Yeah, for example, we also have the creative production with our internal team, and at the same time as we are using the agencies for scaling our user acquisition activity, they are also are always busy with the new creative concepts and the production. In that case, I'm trying to manage these two production points, let's say production centers, and using the pros and cons of each of them. For example, I know that our internal team, they are very strong in the high quality and very heavy loaded creatives, which can be done, for example, only with the internal engine which we are using for our games. But at the same time, what agency can do at the same time. But the agencies are very quick and very cost efficient. When we were thinking about some strange and quick misleading ideas tests, for example, we were using a lot the agencies, the creative agencies and user acquisition agencies which we worked with to produce a lot of different misleading creatives and test them by their own and to see how it will perform. And at the same time, with our internal team, we were looking on the concepts which were performing well, and we're trying to improve them and to make them with a higher quality to see how they will perform after this refactoring, let's say. And it really works several times. So we found, I can say, many interesting concepts which showed pretty nice results from the beginning, but after our refactoring improving with our internal team, did a really great job.
Amazing. So you outsource it for speed and for cost effectiveness. They go do the testing. You take the winners internally and you do a higher quality version of it to see if you can still get the same results. And you got the same results.
Usually even higher results.
So even better. And you were able to recreate this. This wasn't just like a one-hit wonder. You've been able to do this multiple times.
Yeah, but we were improving with different elements, with different scenarios after. So we were working around this concept for several months after.
Yeah. So you've built, it sounds like that's like the very start of like a wonderful money machine, right? Put some money into the agencies at the start, it goes through, you refine the best stuff at the end, bam, you're popping out really, really good ROI creatives at the end.
Yeah, because as I don't know, not any team can do all this concept testing quickly and cost efficiently. For example, our team, they are pro in high quality creatives, and of course, doing a lot of tests, it's not possible to do a lot of tests if you have an approach to each concept like this is the real movie like we do with our trailers and other videos which we publish on our social, for example, or in the store. So in that kind of thing, with that approach, we were able to test a lot of ideas and then just to select the winners and improve them with our professional team.
This is fantastic. And I guess if anyone really wants to know how you do it, they've got to come and work for you at Neki, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if anyone wants to pick this up and run with it, this conversation, what's the best way of them getting in touch with you?
Oh, I don't know. Anyway,
Anyway, they can
I'm
come and knock on
always
the door.
open. Yeah, I'm always open, even if you will knock on the door.
Okay, cool.
LinkedIn, Facebook, emails, everywhere.
I'll put a link in on the post then in that case as well.
All right.
Well, listen, Alexander, thank you so much for your time. Real pleasure chatting to you.
Thanks.
And we'll
You
speak to
too.
you soon.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye bye.